special session, November 21st. Please silence or shut off your cell phones and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so special session, we have one item. That's the only thing we can do during the special session. So we have a potential lease agreement on our incubator building.
Yes.
Dave, you want to give a little bit of overview and then we'll...
Yeah, Peterson Cat come to me. They're looking at opening a store and a business here in Lake County to kind of help the community with parts needs, mechanic needs, and all that. So they came to us a couple months ago asking if there was a opening at the incubator building. There was. They negotiated with their upper people and they come back and said they're wanting to do it, so I put an agreement together and so here we are.
Okay, very good.
And they're here to ask any questions that you guys have for them.
Yeah, perfect. And so I know Adam and
This is Jason.
Jason?
My name's Jason Dolan. I'm the service manager. I run the Klamath Falls store for Peterson Cat.
excellent, Jason. Welcome. So our incubator building set up to foster a business to grow and hopefully expand, go out into our community and become a successful business in our community. So we appreciate that you're looking at the incubator building and that hopefully it goes that direction. Is that sort of the way that you guys are looking at this, is to hopefully someday be able to expand and maybe
Yes.
have a shop here in Lakeview?
Yes, typically in Roseburg, about 3 years into it, we had rented a space there. We bought land and they're actually breaking ground on a full-fledged store, smaller scale than like a Klamath Falls store, but parts, service, sales. So typically, Peterson, that's what they'll do is after a few years, they like to buy property and build a facility.
Excellent,
Well,
excellent.
I'd say that for Peterson Cat to be looking in this direction at Lake County indicates a positive growth for us, or a vision. It will be.
Well, it's strategically located,
Yes.
you know, right here. You've got Alturas, Cedarville, Paisley, all the surrounding areas where it will be nice for them to be able to come here for parts and service. And the way I run my store in Klamath Falls, I hire local people. So here, we have what's called the Think Big program. It's for high school students when they graduate. It's put on by Caterpillar. It's a 2-year program. When you graduate, you have an associate's degree in diesel technology. When you successfully complete that, Peterson pays for all the tuition and your tools. So the youth, when they start into their career, they don't have a big debt burden. And that's my plan for technicians, is the local youth from Lakeview. I feel that when you have local people that are taking care of these stores, it seems to work a lot better that way. And so that's my goal, is to engage the youth in Lake County, you know, the people that want to be a technician. It's a great program. Like I said, when you can start out your career with no debt, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, that is. I like the whole concept of what you folks are doing. It makes lots of sense that you don't want to commit to a new building because you don't know how it's going to go, but you will know in a period of time. And that training program is phenomenal. I have a question. Do you work with KCC or OIT or anyone on that, or is it just Peterson itself?
Well, what it is Caterpillar told the dealers, hey, we need qualified technicians for, you know, the Caterpillar equipment. And so it's put on basically the schooling is directed by Caterpillar through Portland Community College, and it's Peterson Cat, NC Machinery, Western States and I believe Cashman are the dealers for the northern program. So it's all the Pacific Northwest and Caterpillar dealers that basically fund this with Caterpillar's backing.
Great.
So will the kids travel for the training, or will it be offered locally?
Well, so for that, it's at Portland Community College, and so they go to school for a term, then they come back to their home store for a term, and they work and get paid during that time. And then they go back to school again, and they come back. You always go back to the home store. Now, if they do have a choice, if they want to, say, learn some more component stuff, you know, say for hydraulic systems, they can choose to go to another location, but you always go back to the store that you came from. Which there's opportunities here in Lakeview and in Klamath Falls if somebody says, hey, you know, I want to do more of the real technical component rebuilds. We do a lot of that at the Klamath Falls shop. So it's basically, you know, you have your choice of Klamath Falls and Lakeview. Because generally, I like to have these students work with the people, the customers, that once they're finished with school, that are going to be dealing with them on a regular basis. I think that that's the way it needs to be to work properly.
Keep the community engaged.
Yes. Right.
Excellent.
Very good. I don't know, as Commissioner Schown mentioned, KCC, they're getting ready to ramp up for the trades program and everything, so it might be an opportunity to partner up with KCC. I know you have the Portland and all that too, but it might be worth having a conversation with KCC maybe on that part. I love that you educate and kids or young adults come out with no debt. Is there, just curiosity, do they have to stay working for Peterson for a certain number of years?
Yes, and I'm not sure. It used to be 2 years, but I would have to double check on that.
But that's a great program, a way to build good employees, build a good business.
Well, for the longest time, we've advocated, you know, in the education, the old way of educating with programs that didn't lead to jobs, and local youth who wanted to live in the community didn't have opportunity. This is just the opposite, so this is wonderful. And this is exactly what we need.
So I like your geographical central hub here.
It is, you know, having a shop here, and then, you know, when there is a big component rebuild, it's just a short trip to send that component to Klamath if need be. You know, it really will be a hub over here.
So as you become successful in Lake County this next year, which I'm very optimistic, about a block away, next to the blue building there, is about 2 acres of county owned that is an industrial park that can be purchased if the Board of Commissioners decided to sell. So there's that. There's other private properties around. That's in an industrial park. So we're pretty reasonable for businesses to get going. So if you're successful, look at that and all the other private lands that's available here.
I won't say if you're successful, when you are. What's your time frame as far as with the incubator builder? Do you anticipate a full 5 years or 3 years, or are you still working the details out?
Initially, myself, I am looking at 3 years, basing that off of what the company has done in the past with other locations when we've, you know, come into a new area, generally in that 3-year range.
And once you're doing this 3 years, and you're going to probably have a lot of utilization of broadband internet for your correspondence and training courses and so forth. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, in about 2 years, we should have a major trunk line all the way to the line, so there'll be a great backup for you.
Oh, that would be great.
2.5 is what the company took.
Okay.
So Any other questions from Jason or Adam?
Nope.
So-
Adam's been really too loud,
Yeah.
obnoxious.
But he utilized our local business, I've seen him at the Long Brothers periodically.
When I filled out that agreement, I made it for 2 years. I think we should expand it to 3 years.
Yes.
This way we don't have to renegotiate the contract. He's
So
looking
don't,
for
don't
3
have to
years.
amend it. So that'd be easy enough to just make it a 3-year. You understand that every year it progresses up in cost.
Yes. Yes.
And we have, we have a payment schedule covered for 3 years, the increasing.
And the payment schedule is in the agreement. They notified that.
I'll make a motion and that we approve the commercial lease between Lake County and Peterson Cat as presented with the one amendment under the original term to show that it would be a 3-year original term instead of 2.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the lease between Lake County and Peterson Cat, reflective of 3 years instead of 2. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And welcome.
Thank you guys. Thanks
Yes.
for picking Lake County.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
investing
you
in
for the
us.
support.
Yeah. Anything goes wrong,
Thanks
I'll
for-
personally hold Adam accountable, let you know.
That's not nice. I've known you far too long.
I've known him since he's about his height. We will adjourn at 9:45.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.